What resources does Miko's Place provide to survivors and people that come to you for help and support?
So the first most important thing I feel to mention about Miko's Place is that we do cover about 20 different languages with our therapists and counselors, volunteers, psychiatrists. The reason that's so important for me is that I obviously couldn't speak English very well back then, and neither could my mom. So being able to provide services, not just to, of course, will help, someone that speaks English, American, man, woman, child, whoever, but it is nice to know that I have a little bit of a niche as far as helping somebody that speaks Korean or Japanese. And really being embedded in the culture is a real big thing because culturally, a lot of foreigners won't report abuse because they're afraid of getting deported. They don't even understand that certain touches or behaviors are inappropriate or completely wrong, and they don't know that they have rights. And they also don't know that, hey, if the husband or the primary caregiver is the only one working, what am I going to do now that I can't, if I leave? I can't afford to take care of my children, let alone feed myself or get a job. So that is one of the services that we provide. And then a big thing that we advocate for is therapy. And what I'm talking about is not just the standard talk therapy. I think it was very important, and we didn't have these resources when I first left, and even for my son more recently. Now there's so many things like somatic therapies, EMDR, and I will let our therapists and counselors get into that with you.
Sure.
But I don't want somebody not to have that type of therapy and counseling if they can't afford it.
Sure.
And a lot of times when you do, which is great, we have volunteers that will help give therapeutic services, but they don't cover the extent of what is really needed to prevent that person from going back.
Sure.
Because a lot of times they'll discharge them kind of quickly, and then the victim will go back to the abuser. So that's a big thing that Miko's Place does. The other thing that we do is we have advocacy as far as legal aid. We do the same type of thing. We are working with other nonprofits that help with the housing, but our goal eventually is to provide our own in-house housing for people that need to get out of the situation they're in.
Yeah.
And then the final piece is our education. So we call it Miko Cares. And we go to college campuses and schools. Our goal too is get into hospitals to create the education and awareness to teach people the signs to look for, and also be able to provide, guidance to point them towards Miko's Place or domestic violence groups.
Education is definitely key.
Yeah.